So, I'm guessing you came to this video either because you're a new nurse starting out on the floor, or you've been on the floor for a little bit and you're just trying to find ways to improve. As a new nurse, it can be really difficult when you're first starting out. It's intimidating, you're learning a bunch of new things. All eyes are on you to see if you thrive or if you fail. And there's no way you're going to fail because you're awesome and you passed the NCLEX and you passed nursing school, so I'm just going to give you some tips on how to thrive on the floor. Okay, so my first tip is to be eager. When you first get on the floor, you really need to be the one asking questions. If you see a new procedure that you've never seen before, you need to be like, can I go see that? Any new opportunity to learn, you really need to jump on it. Be proactive. Show your preceptor that you're excited to be there, that you're excited to learn, because that's what they're looking for. Also, be eager to help other nurses out. If you see another nurse struggling, you could ask them, hey, do you need help? And once you get more experience, you're going to be more comfortable just like going in and be like, hey, I can hang your 8 o'clock meds real quick if you want me to, or I can go ahead and turn and clean up your patient or help them up to the bathroom. Nurses love that. I love that. One of the nurses help out, and you'll see how helpful it is once you need help. Okay, my second tip is to get along with your preceptor. So you have to remember as a new nurse that preceptors are humans just like you and I. They're not going to be perfect. They're not always going to be nice. They're not always going to be patient. You may get a preceptor who is awesome, who's nice, who's patient, who's compassionate, who understands you. You might get a preceptor who's kind of just like, not today. I don't want to be bothered with you. Man, I gotta precept somebody again. Man, I do not feel like being a preceptor. They just slow me down, which sucks. But that's just what happens sometimes. There's no test, at least on most units, that say this person is a perfect preceptor, this person gets along with everybody, this person is compassionate and patient, is a good teacher. There's none of that most of the time. They're just kind of like, well, you've been here 2 years. Do you want to be a preceptor? Or, hey, actually, you're going to be a preceptor today. So you really got to work hard to get along with preceptors. Get along with your preceptor. You may have one, you have multiple. I know I've worked at 2 different hospitals, and during my orientation, I've had multiple people precept me. Of course, you have that one preceptor who's your main one, who's probably going to be the one evaluating you and all that type of stuff. But there's other ones to fill in if your preceptor goes on vacation or calls out or anything like that. So getting along with your preceptor. You have to have a lot of patience for them, and they have to have patience for you. You have to ask questions. They're supposed to be a resource for you. Of course, they're supposed to teach you everything, how to use these pumps, how to use the Pyxis or AccuDose, whatever you call the thing you get all your meds out of. They have to teach you how to prime IV lines. They have to teach you just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of things they have to teach you, especially as a new nurse. So it can be overwhelming for them. It can be overwhelming for you. So you just have to ask questions, be patient with them. They need to be patient with you. If you're not comfortable with your preceptor and you've been with them a while and you're still not getting along and you're really having a hard time still, that's when you need to talk to like your charge nurse, your manager, or whoever your resource is who kind of checks up on you and your preceptor. You need to talk to them and be like, hey, like, I'm having a difficult time really getting through to my preceptor. We're not really seeing eye to eye, and we have different ways of viewing things. I was wondering if I could try out with somebody else. You have to find someone who you can kind of let know, hey, I would like to try working with somebody else, especially if your preceptor is bad, if your preceptor is not doing things appropriately like they should be, not following policies, kind of leaving you alone, and you're kind of lost and like, where's my preceptor? So you really got to be an advocate for yourself to get a good foundation starting off on a new unit. Okay, another tip, and this is probably the most important tip I have, and it still applies to me today, is to be forgiving of yourself. You will make mistakes, and you will have moments where you're embarrassed, moments that happen on the unit where you're just like, oh my God, I'm so dumb, or why didn't I know that? It happened to me when I started out, and some days it still does happen to me, and I've been a nurse for 2.5 years. So you really have to be forgiving of yourself when you make mistakes or you do something and you're like, I should know better. or somebody else tells you you should know better. But yeah, just really being forgiving of yourself and learning from your mistakes and seeking out opportunities to learn from your mistakes. If you do something wrong or you aren't familiar with something and you fumble with it, you should definitely go home and go through different books, different resources to really figure out how not to make that mistake again. And you can help other nurses. And I feel like when you make mistakes, it makes you, or should make you, more compassionate towards others when they make mistakes. When somebody else, one day, if you're precepting someone, if they make a mistake, you should be like, well, I've made mistakes like that before too, and I know where you're coming from. Let's look up and see how to do it right, or let me show you how to do it right, and pay it forward. But just remember to be forgiving of yourself. There's going to be days where your confidence is shot down and you feel like you shouldn't be a nurse anymore and you're not smart enough. And then there'll be days where your confidence soars, where you catch something that somebody else missed or somebody wasn't paying attention to, or just something that was very important for the patient survivor. You catch it and you're the one who helps to save this patient's life. So just remember that with every bad day, there hopefully will be 10 or 20 good days to kind of balance it out and make you feel like an amazing nurse. And one of my last pieces of advice is always seek out opportunities to learn. Hopefully you're at a hospital that has a ton of classes and plenty of opportunities for you to learn new things every day. Sign up for classes, sign up for that EKG class, sign up for that balloon pump class, sign up for that class that is about geriatric patients or bariatric patients. Take opportunities to really learn. Buy books online from Amazon or go to your library and find resources where you can really indulge and learn as much as you can about your specialty of nursing. It is important, it is critical for patient care, and it is critical for nurses in general to really seek out opportunities to learn. Get certifications. If you work in the emergency room, you can get your CEN, like your certification showing that you have a certain amount of competence about emergency medicine, or you can get your CCRN, which is what I got in June. Which just basically shows that I have a certain competence when it comes to critical care nursing. I work in an ICU and I got that recently. So seek out opportunities to learn, seek out opportunities to further your education, not always necessarily going back to school, but just being a resource from the unit, being someone who is knowledgeable and educated about evidence-based practice and different policies. It's awesome to have and really helps with your confidence and really helps other people believe in you and your unit. Like, this girl has her certification, this girl goes to all these classes, this girl is a go-getter and a doer, or this guy is a go-getter and a doer. So I hope this video has helped anybody that is starting out on the floor, that has been on the floor for a while and just needed a confidence booster or needed some advice. I hope that you succeed in whatever you're trying to achieve and that you just become an awesome nurse. And you're going to be an awesome nurse. You passed all these hard tests and you passed your NCLEX, so you got this, and I believe in you.